So there's some big news. As I wait for the footrest to come in and for the side plate to come in on the engine, I want to announce a new build to you guys. Found this bike, if I can call it that, on Craigslist. I really think that you guys are gonna like it. I started motovlogging on a Honda Ruckus because that's all I had at the time. And I took a stock Honda Ruckus, I stretched it, and then I sold it. I've always had that itch to get another scooter, and that's what I did. It's a Honda Elite E, but this bike has a Helix 250cc engine in it. 250 cc's in a little bike that's supposed to have a 49cc two-stroke engine. This thing flies. It is a cosmetic nightmare right now. It has so many zip ties. I've never seen something so ridiculous in my life. But for the price, I know that I can clean this bike up, put the correct fasteners on it, take the headlight off and put like a low profile Ruckus handlebar stem on it, and sell this and make more money. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. But in the meanwhile, we're gonna take this thing out for a rip and we're gonna see how it runs, because I just got my insurance and my registration and everything is all up to date. Let's take this thing for a ride. Super soon. So let me tell you guys a little bit about this bike. It's definitely a little janky. 1989 Honda Elite E, right? So it's not the sought after one that everyone looks for, the SR. It's just the Elite E. It's a smaller body, it's super light. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it shares the same chassis as the Spree. This thing has way too much power. So the story behind this bike is that it was a Honda Elite E, and it was a barn find that had the title and everything. But the engine was kind of just stuck. It was a two-stroke engine. I think probably they ran it without oil. It wasn't beyond saving. I'm pretty sure the guy might have sold it. But what he ended up doing was he just swapped the engine out for a 2004 Honda Helix 250 engine. So as you can imagine, this bike, being meant for a little 49cc, is way quicker than it should be. Actually, funny story, when I test rode this thing, I was standing still in the garage and I hit the gas and it friggin' literally launched the front wheel off the ground. So it's a 250cc 2004 Honda Helix engine. Pretty much all he did was extend the frame with square tubing. Didn't do anything else. It just that the Helix engine actually pairs really nicely with the old small body Spree. There is a couple of things that I need to do to it, and that's going to be the build series pretty much. I don't know what this guy plans on doing, but should I beat him out? Smoked him. It is fast and it's quite loud. It actually has, let me pull over on the side of the road somewhere and show you guys exactly what this thing has and how it looks. Currently, it is in some terrible looking shape, so don't judge me because I haven't put my magic on it yet. This front brake is obviously off of some sort of Chinese scooter. It runs, I mean, it runs good. That's the main thing. That's why I picked it up. But you'll be able to see when I pull over. It has a purple, if you can see that. Can you see that? It has a radiator just mounted straight to the front. Let me get to a road where I can pull over and talk to you guys without looking like a complete nut job. It definitely is running rich. I could smell it. It smells super rich. I think I could do this. The suspension needs a definite overhaul. Holy That's your deal, dude. Man, it pulls crazy fast. This is good enough for me. Here it is. 1989 Honda Elite E. I don't know what original color it was, but this guy painted it purple. A sparkly purple. Probably one of the most feminine purples you could actually see. I don't know if you can actually tell, but it has sparkle paint job on it, and I mean, I guess if you're into purple, it's cool, but it is pretty atrocious. As you could tell, the front fender's a little dicked up. I need to fix that. The plastics itself look like they have about 8 coats of paint on it, so I'm going to try to strip that down, or at least cover it up and then wrap it. That's the whole point of this build. I think I'm going to practice my wrapping skills on it. What he did is he put an aftermarket front suspension on here that has a disc brake. Right, so you see that? Some Chinese disc brake. I mean, it works adequately. It might need new pads. Feels like it does. Because he put the front disc brake on, he needed to run a master cylinder, which didn't fit, which in turn he just kind of cut this stuff out so that he could rotate the throttle down, grind this off, and fit the master cylinder right there so he can access it. In there, God only knows what's going on. This whole thing is coming off because, as you could tell, it's held on by zip ties. It's got rubber stuff jammed in here. This is all cosmetic stuff. The cool part about this is that the engine only has about 5,000 miles on it. He gave me the paperwork for the Helix as well. Salvage bike, but the engine was good. It runs great. He's obviously opened it up, some sort of modded it up so that there's airflow in there. Obviously that means it's gonna have to get cleaned, especially in this dusty conditions in Southern California. The one problem is that the seat latch thing is broken. Oh, there you go. You actually kind of have to use your finger to get at it. Cool thing is that he utilized the oil pump. Instead of it being oil, it's running the radiator fluid. It's got the rack, it's got the original fuel gauge, which is cool. It's got the seat. God only knows what's going on here. I mean, someone looks like they were drunk with a staple gun, but I could fix that. Doesn't have the right battery in it. He told me that it actually has a wrong battery in it and that I should replace it. It was the first thing that I bought. It has the original taillight. This tire is balder than Larry David. Balder than a 8-year-old nutsack. The tread lines in the middle are just completely gone. If I hit the back brake, I slide all over the place. So I actually just got the new tire in today. Dual shocks. This exhaust is pretty insane. It's off of a Ducati, an old Ducati Monster. He's got these lines running up here. As you can see, it's all zip tied, which it can, and there's little cracks, which I will fix all of this and wrap this whole thing. And that's going to be the first thing that I ask from you guys is, what color do you think I should wrap this? I mean, you could see up here is this cracked. It probably fell over and he just zip tied it, and I just want to get rid of it. They're too expensive to replace, so I'm going to get rid of it and cut it down and make like a legit handlebar setup. And what I'm going to do, so that what you guys know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually run these hoses instead of it just being out front. I mean, it's just completely stupid having this out front. I ordered the actual Honda Helix radiator, which is half the size and goes this way, and I'm going to put it in the box, cut holes in the front so that air flows through, put these tubes up in here, and then so that there's no giant hunky radiator just hanging out on the side, people looking at me like I'm nuts. I know what it's worth when it's all cleaned up, and it's gonna be sick. So let's do a little Instagram video for the gram. If you don't follow me, it's Capamura. It's pretty easy to remember. It's the same thing as my YouTube name. Woo! It's a hot day here in Los Angeles. It's like 70 something degrees after it's been like 50 something for a while. So I hope you guys enjoy this build. It's gonna be sick. Let me know what color I should wrap this bike as soon as you've seen this video. It should be out in the next couple days. Enjoy the rest of this riding around montage. Leave a like, leave a dislike, cue the outro. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Jesus. This 50cc scooter is super fast. Every single time I hit the gas from a light, the thing wants to come up on me. But I know for sure that we're gonna clean this thing up because it's a disaster. And I hope you guys will help me on this build because I'm gonna need your help. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna pick the color that I'm gonna wrap this scooter. Stick tuned, this thing's gonna rip. I'm gonna drag race people and it's gonna be freaking awesome. Peace guys. Thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe, whatever.